And pull it back until you can get it to snap into the section that you want it to. And see, now it's kind of made the tent frame out of the pieces. And what you can do is just make sure that the bended part of the pole is secure. And then again, you might have to redo it. So you just put the Velcro back over where you have the pole. Okay? And there we go. And now you see we have this light box. And it is a pain in the ass, of course. So now we have the light box put together. It goes on the same way as the hood. You just pull the button back and turn it in. So this is a light box. It reflects light and kind of diffuses it even more. So if you have just the straight light in there, it actually makes it a little bit more intense, but it evens it out. Instead of just the bulb flashing, it kind of fills the rest of the light in with the box. And there is a separate part to the whole thing. There are two diffusing screens. This one, which is Velcro, it goes over the entire top. And this one, which is a snap-in, the little hooks hook onto the white part that you didn't put the hole through. And then this acts as an interior screen. They both manipulate the light differently, and you can use them together. So you can have this one in and this one on top, and that will really diffuse the light and make it a lot less strong. Again, they each have their own effect, and you kind of just want to play with it until you find something that works for what you're shooting. So other than that, it's fairly simple. The tripods are tripods. You just fill them out, screw them, put it up to the level you want, tighten them. And the cords are one, the cord for connecting to the computer, and the other one is the power cord, which just plugs in to the back. And then you're all ready to set up and start lighting your setting. Okay, so now we have the tripod set up and tightened. And then to put the light onto the tripod, there's this little silver connector part. It can either be going vertically or horizontally. Each way allows it to allows this part of the light to loosen and pivot only in one direction. So depending on what angle you want, you'll have it either going up or going to the side. And you just make sure it's tightened, and then you put the light on and tighten the little knob so that it's not going anywhere. And then you can make sure this is tightened because you don't want it to fall. This is the knob that will allow you to pivot it. So what you do is you take off the protective cap, push back the button, and the hood comes off. And then you take the shield and make sure the bottom has the hole facing towards the connecting parts, and just push the button back, turn it a little, and it'll snap shut and be secured. Again, the umbrella, you just put in through the hole into the mechanism. Just give it a little tighten, and then you aim it in the opposite direction of what you're lighting. So if I'm aiming for the platform, I would aim the light as though the back were where the light was coming from. And then with the umbrella, it will reflect the light, and it'll be a lot less intense than using the bulb straight onto whatever you're photographing. So we're looking at the back of the light. This is the control panel. This, you plug in the power cord. And then the light is able to be turned on. And for the first time you turn it on, you'll need to charge it for a little while, and then it'll be ready to strobe fairly efficiently and fast-paced. The different buttons are kind of self-explanatory, and the dial changes intensity. This port is where you plug in the cord that connects to the camera, which will sync the lamp to the camera's flash. The other end goes into the camera, and the camera will tell one light when it's time to flash, and one light will tell the other light when it's time to flash by the way of infrared sensors on the top. So for that, when you're not in a very low ceiling with a lot of reflecting power, you might need to sort of angle the infrared sensors towards each other on the lights so that they can communicate. And then you just kind of need to give it a little bit more of an angle towards the other light that you're using. When setting up the position of the tripods, we've come up with a general starting point of about 6 feet out from the center line of the center point of the turntable, and then 3 feet on either direction. So you're making a big T of 6 feet by 6 feet. Once you have them both plugged in, what you need to do is make sure that along the top line there'll be a flash symbol with a number. You want to make sure that they're both on the same, and since we're only using one light, it makes sense to just have them on little lightning bolt number 1. And to get there, you just hit the slave button until it cycles through. And then once they're both turned on and they're both on the same flash setting, you can hit test, and they both should go off together.